Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. Oh, that felt good. We've got TB to do. I actually fell asleep. I just passed out yesterday. I guess my other TB officer passed out as well. We never set night goals, so we're a little bit behind, which means my stuff is a little more important than usual. But it does look like the guild kind of knew what to do, right? And that goes from training monkeys the right way, and I include myself in that trained monkey metaphor as well. I don't preclude myself. I am part of that establishment, very much so. Vash, Belloc, good morning, guys. Blackhammer, go fuck yourself, man. I love you very much. I do. But that's it. I don't know what else to say to that. I agree. I don't look too super great today, and that's okay. That's what getting old is. Call each other donkeys. Man, I haven't played WoW in a long time. I remember my WoW days. Those are fun days. All right. We don't... How close are we to this? We're not. We have plenty of time. Let's do that Nego battle. Right. Again, it's not the most audible battle, but I have found if I use the mass attack first, it usually wins. Most of the time it will do it. I played WoW around release. Oh well, that's not doing. Oh, they're doing. From beta, right? Towards the end of closed beta until like right when it released, I played. No, until right when the expansion released. So about 2 years. Months behind. Good morning. Much better good morning than Blackhammer. You know, that guy at work who you show up and they're like, you look like shit. Yeah, because you're a freeloader. Ooh. He's a freeloader. Oh, I gotta hit auto, huh? There we go. Oh, you're back in school already. All right. I don't I don't go back to school until the 5th. Well, actually, technically, teachers go back right after Labor Day, so on that Tuesday, the 3rd. But hopefully you feel better, man. Like, ugh. I actually had an okay time with COVID. I didn't have it terribly. Blackhammer, if you're in your top 5 guilds contributions, you might be over contributing and being wasteful. So, Man, good luck, Belloc, because there's always like one or two people that lose. All right, I'm gonna have to pause this real quick because I gotta make sure of something in my little my other fun game. Make sure this person gets some stuff. There we go. I'm surprised. Going 25 and 25 is kind of crazy, actually. Or 22 and 22, hopefully 25 and 25. You're always going to have some losses. There we go. I love when that happens quickly. Beautiful. Ooh. She has a lot of stacks on her. That is not good. Okay, well. This is going to be a loss. Probably. We'll see what happens here. You probably do, man. You almost definitely need to be in a better guild. And I say it all the time to people, is you need to be in a guild that fits your need. The nice thing is that nobody in my guild really needs Reva. I just do this for the shard shop currency. Okay, we get it. You can, like, stack up crap. See, in the beginning, I thought I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Because I got to 6 stacks so quickly. I did not notice that there were that many thermals. Okay, we lost that one. We're going to cut our losses there. Jabba the Hutt. Oof. Hey Jar, how's it going? How are you? I will be how much can I punch up on guilds? At 2.5 million DRX, what guild? At 2.5 million, that's tough, you know, but you might find something in the 354 range that has a couple slots open that is heavily prioritizing Reva. That is definitely a rough call, man. You know, I don't know if a guild will prioritize that much, but you might be able to find something around that 354 where there's maybe some like alt slots rather. And they say, oh, okay, well, you know, we'll take you in because you're Reva ready. But that's a really tough call because other than Reva, there's really no redeeming quality there. All right, I'm gonna try something here that is probably not gonna work, just to see. Do I not? Oh, I guess I can't do it. You know what? Let's go to dark side first then. Let's do dark side first. Hey, Limestone. I'm gonna call you Dickface from now on. How's it going, Dickface? Almost went in with first order ships. That would have been stupid. I don't know. We'll just throw whatever in. I don't care. It's one of those battles. I think the win rate is like 30% with the correct one, and it just doesn't matter to me at all. Yeah, what a surprise. We lost that one. Okay, I like LV here. So we'll do Lord Vader. Just throw in whoever. It doesn't usually really matter that much. Well, the win rate is about 30%, so I wouldn't say it's impossible. And guilds are using it to get where they need to in order to do the 3-3 strategy, the 3 in day 2. But, you know, when it came out, everybody thought that Leviathan was going to be the answer to it. And obviously Leviathan was not the answer to it, which is kind of stupid. So the mission exists for the future, I guess, for whatever's coming next, maybe. Almost lost there, which is a surprise. That doesn't usually happen. I've seen LV go into the red there, but I've never been nervous. I was kind of nervous on that. Well, nervous is a arguable word because it doesn't really matter. I did some of my GAC. I'll show you what my GAC looks like. It looks like I'm probably going to win. I woke up to my opponent hitting my wall. And I think just giving up. But you never know. I've been surprised before where people just did that. And I do it too sometimes. Where you do your one attack as a just in case they forget. And then you come back and do the rest later. So I do definitely want to at least clear this wall with the CLS at the very least. Fleet should be easy, and then there's really not too much more I can do here without GLs other than Phoenix. So if you want to watch me do my fleets and beat a CLS team, then you know by all means we can do that. Weak. No, we want first order here. There we go. And I could get stuck on a CLS team. Remember, I play it very differently from everybody else. So it's entirely possible that I get stuck there. I am not gonna use Watt on purpose, and let's just see what happens with this. So are you going to win? I was hoping that you would lose Limestone and then you'd be closer to me in terms of your GAC. That would be super nice well, we would have to do a stream. I'd log on and we'd call it Limestone versus Egnards, and we could watch my ass get handed to me live. That would be beautiful. Oh, for you, awesome, man. Yeah, the one thing is though, if I play against you or anybody for that matter, I always feel like I need to change it from the turtle to something else, because I feel like I need to set an example to some extent. Okay, calm down. I'm getting back up there. All right, we're going to do this a little differently here than I normally do, which might not work. That's okay. Because I want to try and save Ray for Zepho. can't really figure out how them. Yeah. I mean, I have been in K1 a bunch of times, but I never stay in K1. I've never won a battle in K1. Will Gungans work here? Yes. Tatooine is a super easy planet. So anything that you can do to cleanse dots, and those dots don't really affect the Gungans because they have such low health, they destroy here. But I am trying to maximize my combat waves, so I'm trying to do things in a weird way so that I can do more battles on Zepho, right? So that's kind of the goal here, is normally I would use Night Sisters up in this node here, and I would use Rey down here. But if I use Rey down here, then I can't do Zepho, or the Zepho mission rather. Right, so now we are gonna do, we're gonna save this battle because it's probably the easiest one. Oh, actually, let's see. What do I have dark side left? Anything decent? SLKR, GG. I don't know how well they do without the Omicron, but they are amazing with the Omicron. Like that, it completely and fundamentally changes them for this. All right, I don't have. All right. Once again, just gonna try this for shits and giggles. We're gonna see if Watt can carry this. Well, the Gungans do really, really great against the Guardians with the TB Omicron. So I like to save them for there if I can. And I mean, this looks like it's working. Yeah, so that's another thing, Limestone, and this is what I talk about, and this is part of the reason why I don't R9 my JML, right? It doesn't give me anything. It makes the team stronger, but it's not going to help me. So for you, if your guild is in a holding pattern right now, where they're not really pushing another star, and they're not like at the bottom end of a star, then it's not really necessary for you to over prioritize anything in the TB sector. And that's something that people just need to consider overall with this game, is understanding when something is benefiting a squad versus when something is benefiting you as a player. AC, I'm going to tell you right now, we're a 600 million guild. The last two, almost 600, 588. The last two TBs prior to the previous one, we failed to unlock Zepho twice. These next two, last one and this one, we've had a much better win rate overall. It does definitely take, it's got a learning curve to it, is what it has. Okay, so Tomb Guardians, they recommend CLS, but I don't actually know who even puts those recommendations in. You would think I'd know, but I don't. I have no idea. These guys also Limestone for your shitty no TB Omicron. They do great on day 5. Ring of Kafrine. Fucking love it. Big fan. See, they take this shit down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Man, I don't have a coffee. I already had my coffee this morning. Oh. The only thing about doing this on auto is I have to like just wait for the stuns. But when you're not on stream, it's not so bad. I love me my Gungans, man. I really, really do. Ew. Bless me. Let's see. Where to use those? Sarah, I don't know why I called you Sarah, but depending on where you are in the game, how high you should go, is very dependent on that. I took mine right to R9. I think it's worth it. If you're not at the point in the game where you can afford some luxury R9s, I honestly think that R7 is just perfect for the boys. Just for that AB alone, for the materials. They do well even without her, just not as well, obviously. I took mine to R9, and I'm not even bringing my Queen Amidala to R9. She's going to R7. She is R7, so I'm not even like prioritizing it for the raid or anything. If you're, what's your GP? And Limestone, they're great in GAC, but, once that Datacron is gone, I think they're going to be a B+ team. They're not going to be as great as we're all giving them credit for right now, or as easy to use as we are able to use them right now for GAC. We'll see what happens, though. All right, do I have this team saved? I think I do. Oh, crap. I donated Ben. All right. I don't think this is going to work without Ben, but we're going to try it. I forgot that I use him now. See, I didn't even need to save Ray because I didn't have it. If you're at 9 million GP, honestly, I think that R7 is really a good place to go with those guys. R9 only if you can really afford the R9s. Oh, well, that's nice to know. I have not used the new set with them because I don't need to. It's good to know that they'll at least, well, I don't know. I don't have that many I think I have 5 Datacrons, but I can probably roll a couple more. Gungans win about 95% of the time. Let's see. I need to look at this. They can be, but you know they're not very good once that shield generator is down. And there are a lot of teams that they get by with that shield generator because of their current datacron. And I think that we're going to end up seeing a lot of other teams that can just take them on once that stuff is out of the picture. Alright, I mean, even without Ben, this is not doing terrible. I don't know how it's going to work on the AT-ST, but we'll see what happens. I think it should be fine, honestly. I didn't know that that lasted between rounds. The more you know. And now, tomorrow, I'm probably going to try this without Ben again. Because I want to see if this is reliable for people. Because that is an interesting dynamic. Treya, I take them out with. I always use Treya against them. Riva can 100% take him down because of Grand Inquisitor's unique. They get Foresight, and then they just take too many stacks of damage, and the shield generator just dies. Get rid of this today. So, preload on Zephyr works the same way as any other planet. The crates count as stars, right? So if you get any crates, it locks you out of Zephyr for the next day. So today, for example, we have plenty. We're just doing combat GP where we don't even do the platoons because we don't want to waste them right now. Tomorrow, we will probably be able to do very limited battles because I probably won't even be able to do battles on stream because we'll be right up to the mark or very close to that mark. And then on day 5 of TB, you know, we'll finish it off and we'll burn through everything. But it's very important that you do not get a crate at all. Absolutely, man. That's what I'm here for. That is what the egg does. The egg provides. I don't know if anyone watches I Think You Should Leave. There's that, in season 3, there's that stupid sketch about the feeding the egg. Feeding eggs to the egg guy. Oh, very funny to me. Why, I don't know, but very funny to me. Nice. Easy peasy. I do find, I do find egg cannibalism very funny, but but the you have to watch it. You have to look up. You have to look up. I think you should leave and egg. And I don't want to give it away. It's just a very stupid, funny sketch. Sarah, what I'm gonna tell you is that Afra is one of the biggest luxuries in the game. I would never recommend anyone ever go for Afra unless they have nothing else to get. She is good. I use her almost every GAC, but there's just so many other things that are better. She's fine, but there's just much better options. That would be the best insight I could give you, honestly, is there's always much better options when it comes to Afra. Let's just heal up. We don't need to, but it's fine. Oh, I was supposed to look into Kahoot today. I gotta do that later. I gotta do like actual work today. My school district called me to prep for a training. Gross. I hate that the school year is starting. I like the summer. Can hang out with all you fine folks all day. You just gotta find myself a sugar daddy that'll support me. Not just in the game, because that would be a swugga daddy. Oh, yeah, well, you're still young. It's different. College is fun. I did not take advantage of college, though. Can you guys believe that when because I only dormed for 1 year, and then I changed schools, and I was closer to home, so I didn't dorm again. But I was like one of those very quiet nerds that didn't talk to people and didn't want to say anything. Can you believe that about me? Like that's a thing? Me not talking to people? Spooky, I am a one-to-one, actually. I say teacher, it's kind of a lie, but kind of not. I am a one-to-one. I work right now I don't know what grade I'm going to work in this year until the school year starts, but last year I worked in the 4th grade as academic support for students with ADD and autism spectrum disorder. I'm also the CPI coordinator, so crisis prevention intervention for my district. So I teach all of the teachers how to handle crisis situations and to de-escalate them. Swogga Daddy is probably trademarked, but if it is trademarked, it's trademarked by Bones. That is a Bones. That is a Bones thing. Let's go, Rebels. He's got his Swogga Daddy. Bossy Mike. Well, I was that person, Belloc, but when you look at me now, I'm not that person at all, like even a little bit. Just want to make sure that the platoons are full. Okay. We'll use the Pathfinder. Yeah, I mean, I do sometimes. It depends. When I worked in self-contained, it was much, much, much harder. But it was definitely more rewarding. I don't work in self-contained anymore. That was definitely rewarding teaching. I remember probably one of the most rewarding academic things that I've had happen to me was my first 3 years in school districts. And I was working with a student with autism who was very aggressive. He was nonverbal, very, very aggressive. To the point that he had to wear a face helmet with a face mask because he had bit through the fingers of multiple teachers while they were teaching there. And when I took over his program, it was my first year ever doing anything like this. I was able to figure out what the problem was. It was communication. I was able to transition him from using a PEX board, which is kind of like a little book with pictures, and you take out the pictures and you would use that to communicate. And I transitioned him to an iPad and taught him how to use the iPad, which made it a lot easier for him to communicate. And within a year, two things happened. One, his incidences of aggression went down from like 10 times a day to about once a month. And we were able to transition him into not needing to wear the helmet 90% of the time, right? So that's probably the most rewarding experience that I ever had teaching in schools. Still rewarding now, but to a different degree. What do educators in the U.S. get? Nothing, man. We do not. We get like nothing. In my district, I have been in my current district 8 years, and again, I'm a one-to-one, not a teacher, so I do get a little bit less. I make, after 8 years, like 30 grand, and I live in a high cost of living area, so 30 grand is nothing. I think starting teachers in my district make about 50. But like, we live in an area where it is very expensive to live. Yeah, so Spooky, what it came down to, he was an aggressive student, you know, he didn't know how to, he basically, what would happen is he had a need that wouldn't get met, and he would lash out at the person that he felt was most responsible for being able to give him the things that he wanted. So like oftentimes when he would have aggressions while I was his main person, even if he was working with someone else, he would come over to me and attack me. But it was really communication. He was struggling to be able to communicate, and if we found new needs that he wanted, things that he wanted to use or have, PEX boards take a long time to update because you have to like find pictures of it and laminate it and find a space on the board. But we used a program called Pro Loco to Go on his iPad, and that you can update things in like a minute. So it did make it really so much easier for him to be able to communicate more effectively. And it was, you know, a huge, huge, huge deal for him to be able to do that, and it really did help him to be able to be more participatory in class and not have those moments, which was a big deal, and was something that we were very happy about. Okay, we are going. Oh, I donated Cal Kestis. Who do I want to put here? Let's put Gas, and we're gonna do these guys. Let's do Gas and Snips and see what happens. With my Kyle Katarn Omicron, this makes this like so easy to do. We'll see how it is without the Omicron. Yeah, actually, something really cool is that when I moved, he left district for a private school. And then I left the district, and it's funny because my first year I joked that when he left the district I would leave the district, and I didn't mean for that to happen, it just did. And now the district that I work in, his mom is the lunch lady, so I haven't seen him in 10 years, but his mom still like keeps me updated and shows me pictures at like lunch, so I do have some like very minor details about his life, and it's kind of cool. My area now is Gen Ed, so now I'm dealing with general education students, but students who do have like, what time? It's 10:30 in the morning. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New Jersey, New York, New Jersey. I'm like right on the border. Yeah, AC I did. And actually, so here's the thing about Sammy. I always listen to Three Scoundrels. I'm always on Three Scoundrels, and then I listen to them the next day. I was listening to Three Scoundrels on my couch the next morning, Friday, and I heard the intro, and I heard about Buck, right? Streaming for Sammy, he goes by Buck. And I stopped the episode. I literally paused the episode and I reached out to him. So he's actually now on our Discord. He's very new to streaming. He doesn't know that he's great. He's got great content. He's very knowledgeable about the game, but he's very new to streaming and doesn't really understand a lot of the back end stuff. So I set him up with a notification tag on our Discord. So if you're on our Discord, you can opt into notifications for streaming for Sammy. And I talked to Moonborn. Moonborn is setting him up with some graphics to look a little bit more professional. So we're hooking him up as best as we can, all for free, no like cost. Moonborn, obviously, he usually charges pretty nominal fees, very fair fees, but we're doing this just to help him out, to hopefully get him where he needs to be. So I did reach out to Buck, and I would like to have him on Tails at some point as well, to hopefully give him some more views and visibility with people. But he's a good guy. Yeah, we're doing what we can. You know, I definitely, that is something that hits very close to home for me. So we're 100% doing what we can. Does Amidala have a GL clause for GLs on her own team? I think so, right? Or is it only the GAC Omicron that has that? If the allies are Galactic Republic, so this does have a clause. At the start of the battle, many times they are inflicted with damage over time. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this then. That. We'll put her in as not the lead, and we'll throw in GK. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I saw it, Belloc, and we're gonna wing it. Activity feed. Looks like they're not dying at the very least. Just taking forever without Hey Lysol, how's it going, man? I was actually just looking at your name, funny enough. Thanks for the raid, bud. I like the days when I could raid you, but I seem to be starting earlier than me, and I'm starting late, and that's just the way that is. And I'm embarrassed to say that I'm just now understanding the get raided thing. Oh, well, look at that. Oh, well. No, I get that, man. I've been going on a little later just because since I'm home for the summer, I've been waiting for my wife to be up because I cook breakfast for us. So I cook breakfast and then I come down here. Those Sunday mornings I get on a little bit earlier. Just because I can and should. All right, we are at 58. Let's see. I did not crush my GAC. We obviously know that because we can see it I showed it to you guys earlier, but it does look like I'm probably gonna win. Let's throw in gas here. I think as long as I clear this wall, I'm pretty much fine. No more attacker crowns, no. All right, let's just do this one. Because if I do this wall, then I will definitely... Yeah, I mean, it's the summer, you know, I'm not working, my wife is working. She works from home, so you know, I'm gonna cook breakfast. We make like these hash browns. I make hash browns with like an egg and some chili oil on top. It's super easy. It doesn't take me very long to make. Okay, we know, we get it. You know, I knew that this might be risky, but I thought that it would be a lot easier because of the Datacron. When my HelloFresh sponsorship goes through. HelloFresh, goodbye spoil. Yeah, you know, well, actually, once I get the new PC, it's not gonna help me with cooking streams, but it might be fun for some stupid reason to do. Why? I don't know. Okay. I hate the Leviathan battle. I really do. So we're going to throw this on auto, but we're going to try this, which works like 90 to 95% of the time on auto. This will obviously be the one battle that loses. The good news is that even when I lose with it, it still pretty much cripples their fleet. I hate fleets. Does that surprise you? Quite literally, I hate them. I hate playing them. I hate doing it. Which is why I hold all of my fleets for offense, is so that I don't have to deal with it. Not good at them. I have the worst luck with them. So I just, see, good, I win. I just, as little effort as I possibly can towards fleets. I don't want to... But like, the mistake you make is assuming that I'm going to do anything correct when it comes to GAC, to TW, to any type of PvP to think I used to, in MMOs, be a huge PvPer. Now, not so much. Alright, triple attacker. What are we gonna bet that I get no assists and they get all of the assists? Ooh, perfect. Easy. Love it. Man, somebody's looking out for me today. Or not. Oh, look at that stupid miss there. Oh, it's still a win. Beautiful. Now, I usually use Leviathan on this because I don't want to deal with it. Can Executor beat it with what's its name? With Malevolent Marauder in there? Let's see. Look at .gg. I'll throw it up on your screen too, just so you can see what I'm looking at. Marauder. I don't think I have Thrawn. Okay. So it looks like Executor does all right. Let's try it. I don't really think I'm losing this round anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. That's basically all of his damage. It's interesting that I used Rex in there to start. It's strange to me. I think we're pretty safe at this point. I mean, I know a Marauder can do some pretty hefty damage, but I think no matter what, I'm gonna edge this out. That, he said edge. Easy, right? Super easy. Love it. Done. I don't think I need to do any more. I really, let's just see what happened. No, I did not use my Gungans yet, and we do love my Gungans. Let's just see what Gungans do here. Misa Boss Nasty. Misa Boss Nasty. No broken video player on my end that I know of. What did I do? Tell me. Papa? Please tell me, Papa. Papa, what is love? What is love, Papa? From your end? Because it looks fine on my end. Because I always put a secondary thing up so I see what you guys are looking at. And I don't see anything on my end that's showing that. Blame YouTube. Oop. Alright, we're going to try to do 1 or 2 roster reviews. We're going to see what we can get done, but just give me a minute to grab myself an espresso or something, alright, and go to the bathroom real quick. So, minute, 2 minutes, I'll be right back. We'll knock those out, we'll call it a day. Everybody will be happy. Okay, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. There we go. Eggcore. Da, da, da. Where are my roster reviews? Here they are. Perfect. We're going to try to get one or two of them done today. We're not going to do too much because I want to make sure I have a few to do on Sunday as well. Okay, let's see. We got Kdubbs. Where is Kdubbs? There he is. And over here, Kdubbs. Where is he? There he is. All right, what's the top 20 of your fleet arena look like? Mainly, let me just get a timestamp. 1:17. I thought I was getting better at that. 1:17:30. Mainly Leviathans with a couple of profundity chimeras that I hit to stay under 20. Are you coordinating? Yes. Gave up chasing first because I hate climbing. Willing to do it if I can make it easier. All right, well, we'll see what it looks like. Do your best if you can't remember. Most of them are in order. Forest Moon, not so much. Secrets and Shadows, not as big a deal. What are you currently working on? Ahsoka Tano and Balin, but also improving the Boo teams. Are you dead set? Ahsoka, yes, otherwise open. How highly do you value efficiency? Either or work for me. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? Not really. I'm a collector and have some OCD tendencies, so I am working through everything in my roster. Biggest hindrance for me is mods. I started working on them late, maybe a couple years ago, and I'm pretty focused on improving them. A lot of my characters need remods. Finding the time and patience is hard. I'm not a fan of GAC, but I love crystals. Would rather play Conquest or TB. Tips on a turtle defense, as you call it, would be great. Ooh, boy, okay. Excellent, man. Excellent. Rolo's the hardest part to get to that get to, and trying to avoid using get to as much as you possibly can. Kdubbs is, you're actually just under me, 11.7 million. And you asked me about a turtle defense. I'm going to level with you. I have a Crystal Horde, and that Crystal Horde really, really helps me so that I don't have to win every match. I try to stay in that 50%, that 50%-ish. And that Crystal Horde means that if I lose some in the short term, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes the defense works really well, sometimes it doesn't. You do need thick skin to use it, because you are going to lose sometimes, right? But if you want to kind of see what my defense looks like, I put every GL on defense. In 5s, I leave C out. C only really works well on defense with Malik, and Malik has a different use in 5s with the Sith Empire team. In 3s, you don't really need Malik for that team, so I do put C on defense with Malik, and it's actually one of my most consistent holds. But this is what my defense looks like right now as a turtle, and there are things I might change, right? I still have Mon Mothma here, which sucks. I do need to change that, or I need to upgrade Luthen, but I'm not going to. And then, because I have all the fleets available to me, I set a pretty easy fleet defense. Generally, people do get tripped up on my top end, right over here, which is better than my bottom end, especially with Leia, which allows me to not worry about my fleets as much, okay? With that said, I bet I can solve your fleet climb problem because you do have a 7-star Leviathan. What you're going to want to do is take the B-28 out of the opening lineup and put Mark 6. Okay, so the fleet that I use, I'm just pulling it up so that I have it for my own use. Where is it? The fleet that I use is the Fury class, Sith Fighter, and the Mark 6 in the opening lineup. I throw B-28, I throw Dagger, and then honestly, I just throw in whatever my other 2 top ships are. It doesn't even matter what they are into that lineup. What you're going to do is just hit auto. And that wins about 90 to 95% of the time. That's it. That's why I fleet climb. I hate the fleet climb too. I just solved your problem. You're still going to need to do a couple of battles because of where you're staying, but you'll be able to do them without having to actually play that stupid fleet constantly. So you are welcome. Now 11.7 million, only having one CT1 on Forest Moon is kind of crazy. Let's see what's up here. It's most likely a modding issue. It's always a modding issue. Okay, so do you have... Yeah. Next time Forest Moon comes around, do a remod just for the event. Right? Isn't it awesome, DRX? I always forget who told it to me. It might be Limestone. It might be someone else. It's somebody who's here constantly, and I feel bad every time I forget who it was. But it saved my life in this game because I hated doing it. I hated the fleet climb. And it has been such a huge quality of life thing for me. Let's see. I just had your troopers up. Okay, so do a remod the next time Forest Moon comes around. If you do Veers, Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper, and Ranged Trooper, just with really fast mods on them, once you kill the first Ewok, you will be able to hit auto for CT2 and CT3, right? You just want them super fast for this. That's the important thing. You will thank me, I promise you. Now, being this high up, I'm wondering about these Night Sisters. That was you, Limestone, man. I won't forget again, though, because I love you for that. That saved me so much effort. Like, literally so much effort. It is an amazing quality of life change. You're probably going to have the same thing with your Night Sisters. With Old Daka at Relic 3, you might not be able to do CT3. But you should be able to do CT2 if you just really mod these guys, right? Mother Towson lead, Old Daka, Ventress, Zombie, and Marin. If you mod these guys all for speed, except obviously for Marin, you need literally 0 speed on her. You will be fine. You should be able to definitely do CT2. One thing I will say is, as someone who has Marin at R9, I know some people mod her for heavy offense. I don't find that she does that much damage. So I personally mod her for potency and tenacity, so that I'm making sure that those stacks are hitting more than anything else. You know, I think originally people wanted offense modding because they were like, oh, if you kill somebody with this move, then everybody gets all these stacks. It's just, she doesn't do a ton of damage for that to be something to rely on. That's my personal opinion on that, and that's as someone who has her at R9. Let's see what we're here. Raid history. So you're doing about 3 million in the raid. You could definitely be in a better guild, but I'm assuming you like your guild. Battle for Naboo. Okay, so if your guild is only doing this in the raid, you don't need to prioritize the raid at all. You're doing well above the average. Now, if you want to move guilds, then yes, by all means. But you don't have to heavily prioritize for that guild score. You know, maybe for your personal score, but you're not going to see a crazy return on your investment on just that alone. I am curious. about did you get these guys just because you're so high up? Okay, so you have Padawan Obi-Wan, you have Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon. I think we're at tier 5. You have the relic, not the relic tier, the modding tier. So you have the Jabba tier, you have Jabba Smuggler Run, you have the modding tier of Duel of the Fates. There's really not that much that I can tell you about modding other than it's going to take time. And if you recognize that you are very behind on mods, Smuggler's Run, that event with Duel of the Fates, and just refreshing that energy 3 times a day is really the only option that you have. Captain Amazing has a really great video on it on Discord, on our Discord. We have a command that you can use that will link it to you. I think it's mod video. No, it's not mod video. Is it just mod? Let's see. Mod, no. I don't know. Kunked would know it. But there's a command to find it if you just, or you could just search Captain Amazing and modding, and it will most likely come up because people swear by it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, the thing with people in your position is you have everything that's important. You know, there's not that much I can tell you other than, yeah, you should be going for the new stuff. You know, other than the things I've already told you. But there's not too much else that I can offer you, really. Right? You have everything. Right? Like, go for that. That's all I can say. But hopefully I can help you. I helped you out with the assault battle and helping you out with both assault battles, and helped you out with the fleet climb. It looks like you're putting some decent priority towards Ahsoka Tano. Well, honestly, Kdubbs got some help, Toxic. So showing off or not, that fleet climb, we just changed his game. Right? We just made that so much easier for him to get 200 extra crystals a day. 300 extra crystals a day, actually. So that's helpful. We gave him more relic material, so we were already able to help to some degree. But, I mean, yeah, I don't personally feel the need to get these guys day 1 myself. It looks like, at least for Ahsoka Tano, that's what you're doing. Interesting that you didn't do Night Trooper all the way up, but that makes sense because Night Trooper's the first one. And it's interesting that you did Peridia, unless you got lucky, and you didn't do Enoch, or like you kind of bookended it. I mean, it looks like you're close. If these are the only 3 marquees, you're fine on Ahsoka. Right? That's it. You're fine. Like you'll get her. Maybe you do 1 refresh a day just in case when they start to come out. But really, the only advice that I can offer you is threefold. Use the Mark 6 to auto your fleet. Number 2, go back to what I said about Forest Moon and what I said about Secrets and Shadows. Number 3, deprioritize the raid unless you plan on jumping to a different guild. You could be in my guild. I don't have any space in my guild, but you could be in an almost 600 million guild without a problem, easily. So I can only assume that you're here for a reason. And then number 4, you want to check out Captain Amazing's modding video. I don't, off the top of my head, remember what the let's see. Lagging with Discord. Let's find out what the command is. command is... No, that's not it. Where are my custom commands? Modules... Mod guide. So it's question mark mod guide. You go there, it'll bring up his video for you. And hopefully that helps you, but there's really not too much more that I can tell you that you don't already know to do. I want to do one more. This one I think is going to be relatively quick. They didn't really give me much to go on. There we go. But this person has a specific question. $132. So Ramos had asked me, and really only dropped their ally code. My question was, would Super Soka, I actually like that, be better to farm as priority over Rote, Zepho, and Mando? Xylox Crew, that sounds... Xylox Crew, I used you guys as a template. Nomad is in your guild. Nomad Jace. Good guy. He's helped me out with my sponsored game too, and he's really stepped up in that and helped other people and helping me with my PC fund for the PC client. So awesome, dude. We chat a lot, even before that, about officer stuff. Okay, so you are, let's see, 8 million. Xylox Crew raid history. You're doing 1.4 for your guild. A little bit on the lower end. Yeah, I knew it was your guild. You're doing 117. Break out the calculator. So you're a little under on your guild, your guild's ability in the raid, and you guys are just under one of the boxes here, right? So you're gonna kind of want to get to that. I think it's 2.7 million. We're just gonna confirm it. You should definitely prioritize the raid at least a little bit longer. So let's see what those boxes are. It's 130. Right, so we kind of want to get us to 2.6 million at least. And I know that this is not a traditional roster review. That's not really what you asked for. You asked, should you focus on all of these things or should you focus on Ahsoka? And it's a really hard question to answer because we don't really know what Ahsoka is for yet. But she's definitely going to be for something. I think raid. You know, other people don't think so. We'll see. Really didn't prioritize this that much at all. Yeah. I don't know. Belloc, are you still here? Because my thought process here is do the B2 lead team. B2 lead with Sidious, Maul, Magna, and Newt, and just bring Darth Maul and Darth Sidious to R5, right? And if you do that, that's about 1.2 million plus the 1.2 million from your Luminara team, 300,000 from your Jar Jar team. That's 2.4. That's about 2.7. Another 100,000 maybe from your Qui-Gon team. Do you have quad may? Oh, you do. don't have Quad May, but you do have these guys, so maybe you can do a thrown together team, and you could do that fairly quickly. Only doing 38 in fleets. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think you have some other things that you need to prioritize before you going for Ahsoka Tano, and I have a feeling that you probably want to go for Ahsoka Tano, and your guild is telling you to do other things, and you want me to say no, they're wrong, and then you go ha ha ha. See, Egnard's told me I was right. That's just kind of the feeling I get. I would definitely focus just slightly on the raid. Maybe some of the things that I talked about. You know, I would focus on getting at least into the top 20. I don't know what your fleet Discord looks like because you didn't give me that information. You know, but there's this guy, Fractal, I think it is. I always mess up people's names. Yeah, Fractal, who has been beating Leviathans with 5-star executors. Not easily, not super reliably, 50-60%, you know, but so it is definitely very possible for you to break into that top 20 with not that much problem. I wish I could tell you more, but I don't know more. You kind of just gave me an ally code, and that's not really how I operate. But, you know, to answer your question itself, I do think you have other priorities that you need to work on before you too heavily focus on Ahsoka. So I have spoken. That's how we do things here. We'll probably be back tomorrow morning, and then we got birthday brunch on Sunday morning. So I would love for all of you to join me for birthday brunch. That would mean a lot to me. Have a great rest of your day. I don't know if I even threw up their .gg. I have no idea. Nobody told me that it wasn't. And we'll see you guys.